Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel Inspired by Ease. My name is Tiana and this is your mid-month to end of month April reading. Just know that this is general. You can swap around the characters. My readings aren't date specific, and also be sure to check out your moon and rising sign. Now let's look at the energies that you're currently dealing with. This is just your overall, and then we're going to dive right into your story. So you are the energies that you are working with, Scorpio, are passion and empowerment. So this is really great. Currently I feel like you are, well, we'll get into it, but this definitely feels like more like business or career, or getting some kind of results in your life, either personally, financially, or career-wise. And so we're going to focus on the numerology for just a second. You have 7, which is all about divine spirituality and being in your place of power. And then we also have 8, which is also all about manifestation, being in flow, being balanced, these types of things. Passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. So right now you are currently working on opening your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus, which all have to, root chakra is all about feeling safe and secure and being in your seat of power. And the sacral chakra is all about going with the flow of desire and creativity. And then solar plexus is more about being in your place of power and confidence and having willpower and having a strong sense of self. And we have empowerment, which you might also be dealing with your throat chakra as well. Empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. So that's very interesting. It isn't a definition that you would normally think of, but I'm going to repeat it. Empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in deep trust that we are all connected through the same source. So those are the energies that you are currently dealing with. So now let's jump into your story. And you got a lot of animal cards, but basically your predominant energetic energy is lion, and you are dealing with a tarantula. This could be a person, a habit, anything that represents any kind of obstacle in your path that you are facing. I'm going to do it this way. So you are face to face with some kind of obstacle or challenge. And you also got a fork in the road. So there definitely is a fork in the road that you are basically head to head with in facing. And tarantula, I really feel like whatever this is, whatever the tarantula is representing for you, Scorpio, they or it is actually being a teacher to you and helping you get more clarity on who you are and what you want, no matter how uncomfortable or unwanted this is. And tarantula can also speak about dharma and purpose, and maybe, I don't think that we can ever be off our path or get away from our purpose, but in the same way we can. Just holding that duality there. So basically, this could be a distraction that's actually helping you get more clarity and focus. There's a lot of duality in your reading. And so the other animal cards that you got that are either qualities that you possess but you need to kind of amp up to overcome this fork in the road, or maybe even self-sabotage, or some kind of obstacle that is kind of veering you off course here. These are the following animal cards are going to represent certain qualities that you kind of need to enhance within yourself in order to overcome this tarantula, whatever it represents for you. So we have eagle, which is coming from the air element, which is all about communication and the mental space. Lion is, I didn't really get into the lion. Lion is coming from the fire element, which is all about action, and it's all about regality and regalness, regality. I think that's a word, right? If it isn't, I made it up, and now it is a word. But there's pride rock, being very confident, knowing who you are, all of this stuff that I was mentioning with the root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus. Now with eagle, eagle holds the energetic frequency of truth and communicating that truth, and having a laser focus like an eagle, and being able to communicate or present something in a very clear, concise, focused way. And this can be a symbol for basically truth bombing someone, or just basically throwing some kind of truth at someone. So I would say there's some kind of truth, communication, laser focus, and we also have pride as well. So there's a lot of pride and strength, and being an apex predator. Eagles are apex predators as well, and being the top of the top, and just knowing who you are and knowing your greatness. Next, we have black egg, which is coming from the ether, and this is basically the untouched essence of who you are. We're also talking about truth here, your inner truth, your inner voice, communicating that, and it being untouched and being very strong and pure. So it's very interesting that actually a lot of speaking your truth is coming up in this reading. And now the last three cards that you got, I said you got a lot. We have dolphin coming from the water element. And so far we have ether, air, fire, and water now. And so this is all about being creative and curious and joyful and inquisitive, and just being a beacon of light, and being very playful and being very childlike, and I was just getting an image of just dolphins just jumping up and down from the surface of the water, And so there's something about being in the flow of play and creativity and curiosity and being very inquisitive. And dolphins have very high IQs. And there's also something, again, with the voice, there is also something about you sending out some kind of signal, because they use echolocation, dolphins do. So there's really something profound here with your voice. And now you got the dragonfly again coming from the air element like the eagle. The difference with the dragonfly, this all has to do with the third eye, and I'm hearing knowing your mind, know your mind, Scorpio, and being able to speak your mind and being able to speak out about your ideas and your visions and your hopes, dreams, and desires, and sharing what you're envisioning, what you're imagining with others. Even if it's really out there stuff, you're needing to really communicate what's in your mind. A lot of it has to do about speaking your truth and speaking your mind, and doing it in such a way that is very upbeat and playful and childlike and high energy and high vibe, and just being very joyful and very curious, like wanting to know everything about everything, whether this is about a person or about a new job or a career. Being very teachable, there we go. Being very teachable and coachable and having an open heart and just ready to soak in water, being able to soak in and be like a sponge and soak in the information and everything, so that you can be a apex predator. You can be the top of the top. You can be a leader, and all of these things. And the last animal totem card that you got is fox. So being very wise and resourceful, and being able to wear many hats and being able to just make anything work, even if it's less than ideal circumstances, and you can just throw things together and make it work, and be very flexible and very versatile and kind of think on your feet, and this kind of energy, and be very grounded in your skills and talents and believing in yourself. So we have, as a kind of summary here, we're going to go even deeper, but as a summary, you're wanting to really get a solid foundation within yourself, knowing who you are, being able to clearly and directly communicate and present your ideas, and additionally, as clearly, and doing it in a focused way, also being playful and high vibe, and being able to express what's in your mind, what you're imagining, your vision, all of these things, and being very resourceful and very versatile and very flexible, and thinking outside of the box, and having all of this come from your truth, your inner truth. Okay, so I have 2 decks of fairy cards. I shuffled them, and so one deck of fairy cards is going to be more advice for you, and then the other deck of fairy cards that I shuffled and handpicked myself are going to be speaking about this tarantula, this obstacle, this fork in the road type of energy. And so I'm going to actually focus on that first. And this is all the following cards will be advice to you, Scorpio, about this obstacle or self-sabotage or challenge or kind of diverging from your purpose a little bit. So the first card that you got is He of the Fiery Sword. And there's a lot of meanings for this card, but basically there's just something that you're needing to chop out. With the sword, it's just something needs to be chopped out here, and not just chopped out, but pulled up by the root, to just completely make a clean cut. So yeah, there's some kind of breaking free of some kind of bondage or pain or unhealthy habits or behavior or something here. You might even need to establish your boundaries here. That could be what they're meaning by chopping something out, asserting your boundaries and asserting who you are and being very, very clear about what's acceptable and what's not. And so yeah, there's an importance for you to speak your truth, for you to be very clear and direct here. And once you do that, I think that you're going to feel very relieved, and that there's going to be a cause for celebration, and you're just going to feel a lot lighter and happier that this tarantula has been cut out, and you're going to start to see it and or yourself in a different way. With this card, you can see all of them from all angles. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, there will be a change in perspective, seeing yourself in a new light. You probably want to take time for some inner reflection, maybe even writing. Again, with the communication, I have several cards for communication in this deck, and but this one specifically talks about writing, because the name of this card is Tom on the Poet. He's a poet, and will take a whole 24 hours just to figure out the perfect words to end a love letter. And so you might be wanting to communicate and express yourself in different forms, not just verbally, but writing or singing or dancing or any kind of form. But there's going to be probably some time for inner reflection that you're going to want to take, Scorpio, and really take your time. Really take your time to assess the situation, or to look back and really soak in what you've learned from this tarantula, because I really deeply feel that this tarantula, whatever it is or whoever it is, has come in to be a teacher to you, no matter how uncomfortable they are. They actually came in, or it came in, to be a teacher and to help you become the best person that you can be. So it's going to be really important for you to really take time to really reflect and really soak in all the lessons that you gained from this tarantula. And once you do that, you're just going to have more and more clarity, more enlightenment, more empowerment, more knowing who you are. Your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus chakra are all going to be opened more and more. And so there's just going to be tremendous healing that comes from that. Whenever any one of our chakras open, there is great healing that comes with that. And so there's going to be greater clarity, vision with the dragonfly, third eye, greater clarity that you will receive about yourself, about your purpose, about your path, all of these things will begin to come to light. And you do have the Singer of Courage, or also known as the Angel of Courage, here on your side. You might be needing some courage to cut this out, to, you know, take matters into your own hands and cut this tarantula out. So yeah, I was just thinking how it's just interesting that this person came in, and the way that came in, the only way that they can teach you a lesson is by making you cut them out of your life, or cutting it out of your life. Okay, so now so yeah, just know that the Singer of Courage, the Angel of Courage, is on your side and is backing you up, and might be kind of giving you a little bit of a push here to take that necessary action, to act from that place of empowerment, which is our ability to fully and completely show up, and knowing that we are all connected through the same source. So it's almost like that. I wish I could remember that Hawaiian prayer. I think it's a Hawaiian prayer where it's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I think that's how it goes. So it's almost like that's what you're doing. So maybe there is an element where maybe this tarantula is just another aspect of you that you're needing to forgive and let go of, and kind of release yourself from. So that might be true for some of you as well. You might have identified as the tarantula. That's hit home for some of you. That's big. Some of you may have identified as the tarantula. Oh my God, Scorpio. You are making me so emotional. And so now you are letting that go. You are releasing yourself from that, and maybe even forgiving yourself and feeling the joy of doing that. And so you're needing to take that courage to do that and see yourself through true eyes, from real eyes. Realize who you are, Scorpio. This is your message. Realize who you are with real eyes. Okay, now we're going to jump into your side. I mean, this is all about you, but now this is the fairy speaking directly to you, Scorpio. And so whatever the path that you're on, whether it's a career, there's some kind of dream or some kind of intention or some kind of goal. You know, you have this purpose, and whatever that is, you have Geo the Slow. So this is permanent, and it's for the long haul. And I hope that kind of sets you at ease, because I'm wondering if, with the passion, I'm just kind of wondering if you've been trying to rush to get to a certain end or meet a certain goal, or I don't know, just rushed in some way. And maybe this is why the tarantula showed up, to kind of get you to be focused and not rush around, or you know, unwanted invaders will come in when you're not looking, when you're rushing around. But when you're focused and you're patient and you're taking your time and you're very deliberate about what you're doing, then these kinds of things can't come in, because you're so focused and present and aware. I hope that makes sense. So this path that you're on is your path, Scorpio, and this is for the long haul, and you are going to receive results. This doesn't negate any of that you are going to receive the results, but it's this all of this energy is about this legacy, and so it's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and create faster and faster momentum. And as I say that, we have Titan the Sylph. And what I'm getting is that you are needing to make a mental shift in your mind. You're needing to make a mental shift in your mind, which might be, instead of trying to rush and be passionate and meet all these goals and, all of these things, maybe the mental shift is to slow down and to enjoy the journey and to enjoy the obstacles, the forks in the road, and really soak up everything that you're needing to learn here. And to be really patient with yourself and very loving with yourself, and having faith that you are going to reach your destinations, you are going to meet your goals. And once you meet that goal, you're going to set another goal for yourself, and you're going to meet that goal. But you really need to enjoy the journey here and not rush so much and be in this kind of lean back mode. And and even when I look at the lion, he is in this lean back kind of pose. He's just kind of letting everything come to him. And so I feel like that's what you're needing to do. You're needing to let the people, resources, and everything come to you, while also as you're moving forward. I hope that makes sense. There is a need for you to get grounded, Scorpio. There really is. There's a need for you to get grounded and take your time and really know who you are and be able to clearly communicate what it is that you need to communicate. Paying attention to the finer details as well with Mike the Myomancer. I think maybe this is why this creepy crawly kind of was able to kind of sneak in and kind of maybe slow things down, slow you down, for good reason, because that's what you're needing to do. You're needing to slow down and really pace yourself, and work smarter, not harder. And so you're needing to pay attention more to the details, have patience again, have more self-love, be forgiving, and be accepting of what is. I think being at peace with what is, being accepting of what is. And once you do that, so step one for you, Scorpio, is accepting and being at peace with what is. And then once you do that, the blinders kind of come off, and then you're able to see the sunlight dancing on and off of the leaves. You're able to stop and see the butterflies and the bees and how everything is working together. So maybe the message here for you, Scorpio, is that the universe is working with you, and you don't need to work against the universe, or you don't need to make it happen or figure out how to make it happen. You need to just relax, know who you are, be able to be very direct and clear about what you want. This might just be a conversation that you're having between you and you. Maybe you don't really have anyone or anything to communicate directly, clearly, and precisely to. You're just needing to get very clear about what you want. And then you can begin to receive that, knowing that the universe is on your side and everything is interconnected here, because you can enjoy the journey. You know that it's inevitable that you're going to have the success that you want once you line up with what you want, and that you're grounded and you're centered. and these kinds of distractions can't and won't come in. Okay, wow, this is really beautiful. Okay, so the next kind of profound message that we have here, you have the Fawn, the Soul Shrinker, and the Death card. So immediately what I got was that the Fawn to me is a symbol of ally, friend. And so it seems like you're needing to befriend anything that represents death or negativity or anything that drains your energy. And maybe there was an aspect of you that didn't believe in yourself, or that was critical or judgmental, or said, oh, I'll never be able to do that, or I can't do that, or this kind of negative self-talk. Or there is an actual person that was like this, that, you know, brought you down, that you're needing to, you don't need to befriend them, Scorpio, but maybe there is an element of where you're needing to forgive them in some way. But I mostly feel like you're needing to befriend a part of yourself that hurt you, that was highly critical, that tried to kill your dreams, that tried to prevent you and pull you down, and felt like a sinking rock in a lake. And you're needing to befriend this. And I think once you do, you're going to realize that it was just a wounded little child, either your inner child or something or someone that you internalized when you were very young. This is what happens when we experience trauma. We can internalize pain and start to inflict that pain onto ourselves subconsciously. So this is really beautiful. I think that you're needing to befriend that and create more union and harmony within yourself. Because maybe when you thought the universe was working against you and you were, I'm going to do it, I'm going to la la la, it was actually, there was a part of you that was working against you. And so you're needing to befriend that part of you, so that you can be more whole and integrated and align all your energy and feel more peaceful and be able to just loyally and consistently work towards your goal every single day in this very patient, peaceful way. I hope that makes sense. And so once you befriend this aspect of you, or it could be a physical person, it's gonna feel like you'll have this new lease on life. You're gonna feel like the new kid on the block. You're also kind of gonna feel brand new within yourself. I feel like you're going to feel kind of like maybe like an awkward teenager again, because this is kind of just what happens when we integrate ourselves. We become more of ourselves, and sometimes more of ourselves isn't who we thought it was. I don't know how to explain that. Essentially, when we integrate trauma, we can sometimes be integrating inner children that might have qualities that are more childlike and maybe a little bit more anxious or a little bit more shy, when maybe you're used to being the lion. Yet kind of when you integrate this, you kind of have this other part of you that maybe feels a little bit vulnerable. So that's just kind of what I'm sensing with this new kind of, because he's an apprentice. He just finished his apprenticeship. He's now just being unleashed into the world and starting his whole career with nothing really. But it's more of you're going to feel so free and so light and like the new kid on the block, and also, like, it's your first day at school. It's gonna kind of feel like this like medley of energies here, but it's gonna be all really exciting and light. This is where this dolphin energy is coming from once you befriend this aspect of you or this person. Not that you have to befriend them, but just, forgive them and let it go. You're gonna feel so light, and you're gonna feel more childlike, more playful, more inquisitive, more curious about things. This is what I was talking about. And you're just going to feel lifted up and lit up and illuminated and all smiles and feel really giddy. And you might be laughing a lot and finding other people to laugh a lot. So several things will happen. You will feel more connected to you. You and you will have a partnership. Then you will feel partnered with God and the universe. You will feel the universe and God is on your side. I don't know why I want to say fighting for you, because fighting is kind of the opposite of what I'm trying to convey, but all universal, you're backed up by all universal forces. That's what I'm trying to say. And you're being lifted up. And then you will also perhaps start meeting people that you can partner with and co-create with. And you will then really start to receive the fruits of your labor, because you released all the dead rotting fruit and all the dead leaves, which is this death soul shrinker energy. You've released it, and you've also befriended it, and now you're receiving all the fruits of your labor, and it's just coming in. There's no end to it. It's just a continual flow. And now what I'm hearing is that you are going to, almost for the first time in your life, or maybe even for the first time in your life, have absolute peace of mind and peace in your heart. And I'm just hearing that there's not going to be all of this chatter, all of this back and forth energy, or this kind of inner dialogue of like, I want to do this. Oh no, I can't do that. Or there's not going to be any of that. It's just going to be absolute peace and tranquility. And you're going to be so in tune with the song of your heart, the song of your soul. And you're going to feel so much more natural, aligned with what's natural, what is I'm also hearing for some of you that you will feel more connected to your ancestors and to the planet and to animals and things like that, and you'll just feel a lot more one with the earth and a lot more oneness with other people. There's just going to be a lot of peace, and you're just going to begin this new auspicious, fortunate, abundant, loving journey. It's just a new beginning, and you're seeing life through fresh new eyes here. Oh my God, Scorpio, this is so beautiful. By the way, I say this whenever the maiden comes up, but the maiden represents the pure, untouched, unlimited potential of a dream or a vision or a desire, before it's ever tainted with any kind of fear or negativity or doubt. And so she just represents just pure joy, pure love, just unbounded possibilities. So this is amazing. Now we're just going to go into your just last minute advice here. These cards are pretty much just going to recap everything that I said. You might have been feeling very, the orphan card came up, so this is just another element. You might have been feeling very alone or forsaken or abandoned, and you had this big fork in the road, this major decision to be made. So you're just at a crossroads, and it felt very lonely. You had this unfinished symphony, unfinished business, maybe an unfinished kind of a spiritual lesson or something, and it just kept going round and round. And you might have been feeling like you're losing your mind, going insane, because that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And it's not until that you made this mental shift that like, basically, to be fair, is basically just talking about law of attraction. To me personally, this is what this card means. So there might have been things that have felt unfair, and we've all been there, trust me. But at the same time, we have this objective universal law of attraction that's just responding to our vibrations and our thoughts and our emotions, and even what's subconscious for us. It's not just responding to the thoughts that we're consciously thinking, but also things that are in our subconscious mind as well. And so all of it has been fair. I hate to say that, because all of us have been just through so many things that have just felt so unfair and so wrong, and I do not want to invalidate any of that. Yet at the same time, there are also things that we agree to pre-birth as well. So please don't misunderstand me or feel hurt or anything. I would never ever want you to think that like you were deserving of pain or anything like that. But what I'm trying to say is that everything is being balanced out. All of the pain that you went through is now being balanced out, because it's just time. And so now you're receiving the other side of this, and you're realizing that when you think of certain thoughts and you feel certain things, those things manifest. And so it's like it's just becoming really easy. You just imagine it, you just see it, you just feel it, you just believe it, and then it manifests. And now I don't know, I hope it's making sense that that it's just making sense to you. Like what has happened in the past, oh, I had this pain, or I had this unfinished business, or whatever it is. So of course this thing came in, and now I've chopped that out, and now I've made this mental shift, and I've befriended myself, and now things are really starting to go my way. And it wasn't because I was doing anything wrong or that I was bad. I was never really the tarantula, even though I identified with it. And if I identified with it, then the universe was just responding to that, objectively, no judgment. So it's all making sense to you, Scorpio. And there's a need for you to take a leap of faith here, to believe, to have the courage to keep going. Anything like that. There's a need for you to take a leap of faith here, and to believe in yourself, believe in your connection with Source and divine love, and know that you're going to be caught, that the universe is going to catch you, and you're going to land in a soft, warm place, and that's going to feel safe and wonderful. And the last card that you have is All That Glitters. I don't agree with the definition that's in the guidebook. So I am basically seeing that this whole journey, you're being led to all that glitters, to everything that you want, to your you know, your paradise, and everything. The book talks about, you know, it being about taking off masks. That might apply. But what I'm really seeing it as, you know, a dawning of a new day, you know, all of these, receiving your gifts, receiving your divine gifts, and basically coming up over this threshold or hill or mountain, and seeing in front of you just all of this gold, everything that glitters, all the treasures, all the gifts that the universe has for you. And but, you know, just to follow what the book says, you know, don't be distracted by, you know, everything that glitters. Don't have sparkly what is it, sparkle syndrome or something. It's like, ooh, sparkly over here, ooh, sparkly, go over here. It's a need for you to just continue on your path patiently, loyally, be very dedicated and committed and everything like that. And that you are going to receive all your gifts, all the treasures that the universe has in store for you. So I hope that this was of value, Scorpio. If it was, please click the like button and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos like this from me. And as always, know that you are so, so loved. You are never, ever alone. And always be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Big kiss, Scorpio. Mwah. Take care. Bye.